In the very early days of photography, people did not trust what they saw in a photograph because it revealed too much truth. Edges that were out of focus, lighting that was inconsistent. These flaws were seen as errors, until over time they became associated with something more profound, realness. What started as technical imperfections were reinterpreted as marks of authenticity and human presence. As Walter Benjamin would later argue, the aura of an artwork is tied to its physical origin and the trace it leaves behind in tradition. Black and white film grain, crackle on vinyl records, these were never engineered to sound authentic. They were byproducts of imperfect systems, yet over time, they came to symbolize something nostalgic, human. The same can be said for the soft glow of old CRT televisions or the hiss in an analog tape recordings. These artifacts became inseparable from memories. As Mark Fisher observed, crackle makes us aware that we are listening to a time out of joint. It forces presence on memory and resists the illusion of seamless digital reproduction. But here's the trick: authenticity has never been intrinsic. It's always been a narrative built around traces of process and human touch. Traces we assign meaning to after the fact. What was once an accident becomes a signifier, then a commodity. The first chapter asks us to reconsider that illusion of the hand. When you
Back in the day, computers were room-sized beasts with vacuum tubes and punch cards, no screens, just blinking lights and constant breakdowns. We had to rewire logic by hand. Reliability?
Let me show you how we began selling authenticity as software. In the digital age, imperfection stopped being a flaw and became a feature, programmable, customizable, marketable. Instagram filters don't restore the past. They create it by simulating decay, nostalgia, and warmth as commodities. You're not looking at old photos anymore. You're consuming a curated illusion of what authenticity should look like. Let's pause there. As you heard, the goal isn't to replicate reality, but to bypass suspicion, to make the synthetic feel familiar enough that users don't question how it was made. These tools are not about truth or artistry. They're about trust. Trust is why we apply film grain to digital photos and add vocal reverb to AI, generated speech. It's less about looking real than feeling human.
The edge of the record is carefully polished. After this is finished, comes a listening test, when the record is actually played for expert ears.
Just this week, industry experts testified to Congress on artificial intelligence innovation. They spoke of breakthroughs in language models and image generation as if they were miracles of progress. But what wasn't discussed was the quiet erosion beneath these advancements. A system where human authenticity is no longer innate but engineered. AI doesn't just make imperfection, it weaponizes it. When detection tools begin to trust micro expressions or inconsistent shadows, those very flaws are turned into algorithmic traps. AI generated text now includes misspellings, hesitation marks, and even simulated typos to pass as human correspondence. This isn't just clever mimicry. It's a calculated deception aimed at systems designed to trust these markers of individuality. The more we rely on algorithmic indicators of authenticity, the easier it becomes for AI to spoof not just language, but intention itself. Even as detection methods evolve, from analyzing voice modulation to tracking digital fingerprints, the spoofer stays 2 steps ahead. What starts as a tool for trust becomes a battlefield of obfuscation and countermeasures. We're not just seeing an arms race, but a collapse in collective trust when authenticity can be
Here is this instrument in a laboratory, measuring by air pressure the thickness or thinness of a section of cotton roving.
Fathers once said that photography has been qualities. It carries proof of what existed before the image was made. But now, in our age of deepfakes and AI-generated content, even the evidence is suspect. Proof of existence no longer requires an original moment. It becomes a performance encoded into data. The machine does not just copy reality anymore. It fabricates the feeling that something real once happened. The machine learns to lie not by accident, but by design. It mimics the cracks in human voices, the slight hesitations, the natural flaws we associate with authenticity. But it doesn't just imitate imperfection. It packages it for sale. We're not just faking humanity. We're outsourcing our sense of what being real even means.